welcome to Master Muse, Fahad Nazir.
Thank you for
Yay.
having me. It's you can imagine how much happy I am to be just here. Uh,
Well,
to
I'm
to
super excited to have you. I feel like we're going to get a really unique perspective considering what
Yep.
you do. The audience they may be a little bit surprised to find out what your relationship is with the music industry. But
Yep.
before we get into that, I want to talk about you a little bit and kind of your relationship with music. When you were growing up, was music in the house? Were parents playing it? Were you playing it? Like, kind of, what's your relationship with music?
So yep. As I told you earlier over our communication that I am from Pakistan, so currently living in Islamabad. I am, but back when I was younger, I was living with my parents in my hometown, and that was kind of a remote place, not like the bigger cities. Technology and the things that could happen in a larger city doesn't used to happen back in my time in the smaller places. So music was there, but that was limited to listening.
Mhm.
Nobody from my family is in music. Nobody played any kind of instrument, and nobody wrote anything about the music. They were active listeners, and not for the Western music, actually, more like Pakistani and Indian music,
Okay.
and that was enough because India and Pakistan, it makes up a large population in the world. So yeah,
It does indeed.
yeah. So mostly limited to listening, and I grew up listening Indian legends like Kishore Kumar, if you know his name, or others, musical or singing legends from India and Pakistan. But he's still, after his demise, still 50 years now, he's still a big name. Um, I
And what
grew up
was
listening
his
to.
impact on your community?
Uh, I might not have that kind of knowledge about the community, but he was a great songwriter, singer.
Mhm.
Some from Pakistan as well, that my parents were not listening to those, but when I grew up, I listened to them. Some bands, pop bands, a couple of rock bands, and actually till very recent, there were a chunk of impressions that I say it had shaped my musical career, but till now there was no music career like 6 months ago. So for listening, or for an active listener, I really enjoy those songs, especially the mellow ones, the soft, and the lyrics. Actually, those kind of lyrics, those hit you know your heart and your soul very hard, and they stay with you. And I would say that kind of impression growing up and having on myself. Um,
So you're
but
saying, like, what we would say in America, we say is you like a good slow jam, a
yeah,
nice,
kind of, yeah,
a slower song, but with meaningful lyrics that
yeah,
do speak to the heart about love and loss and heartbreak and all the
yeah,
good stuff.
yeah.
Really,
That's yeah, pretty
is
good.
that your favorite type of genre? As far as, I
It
mean, I
is.
know
It
that you
is.
were very much in the Indian and Pakistani music industry, or as far as your listening, but 6 months ago,
Yeah,
something happened,
yeah.
or come to find out you were in tech, or you are in tech. You're still doing tech?
Oh, I am.
Or,
I am.
okay. So 6 months ago, you founded a company called Witchcraft Music, which I was a little bit afraid when I read that at first. I was like, what kind of music? Okay. Okay. But this is just the name. This is just the name of the
Yeah,
production company.
yeah,
And you're an AI, artificial intelligence
yeah,
music producer.
yeah.
Had you ever played around with music before?
Tried to sing a couple of times, but I was,
Okay.
just asked not to because I,
Go back to the text,
yeah,
or
yeah.
okay.
So but there's no shame to say that I do not have that kind of impact in my voice that could transcend people to listen to me. But
Okay.
yeah,
But you
so
had an interest in it.
I did, and
Yeah.
till now I have produced 11 songs, and the first couple of
All
songs,
this
yeah,
year.
yeah, this year.
Yeah.
So the first two songs, when I stumble upon this opportunity and learned that this could happen, I went back and opened a diary that I had in 2002 or 2003, and those couple of first two songs, those were written back at that time,
Okay.
when I, as a young self of mine. So
And
that
what age
helped
are we
me.
talking about when in 2002 or 3?
2022, 23.
Okay. So young adult.
Yeah. So those couple of songs were from back then, and other songs, eight, nine songs that I wrote this year and produced, of course, with the help of technology and AI. About that, I was working in the morning because I work in an Australian company, so I have to get up early in the morning, like 3 a.m.
Oh,
So yeah, because of the time difference, they're six
right.
hours ahead of us. Yeah. So uh, I was prompted on my cell phone that Microsoft had the notification you get from. So it was a notification from Microsoft that they have for their AI side of the things that is called Copilot. If you have heard of
Yep,
that,
I've
that
heard of
might,
it.
yeah. So they engaged a company called Suno AI for
Okay.
crafting some music and stuff like that for them. Then I immediately took a break from my work and started googling about it. So what does this company do, and how they produce the music, and what other companies are doing? So then I stumbled upon two, three other companies that are doing the exact same thing. Then once my work is finished at that day, I didn't sleep for next 24 hours. There was a work day on Friday, and past that I didn't sleep the whole Friday night, and then in the morning and next maybe night as well. So I was trying to create the melodies and stuff like that.
Oh, you were obsessed.
Oh my god. There
Like
was
we the
something,
fire in
yeah,
you,
I wanted to do this thing, but I wasn't gifted enough to create something,
right?
and I had no sort of circle in the music community. Anybody in my circle and social circle, nobody plays, nobody sings.
Yeah.
Mostly are music listener, but maybe some of them are not even the music listeners as well, or the active listeners. So for me, creating something from nothing without knowing or having the expertise of that was mind blowing.
Yeah.
And after that, I never looked back, and I keep on doing. Whenever I have time, I have kids, I have family, and I have a job. Both family and kids, and then the job, both are demanding. Actually, when kids are
Right.
more demanding, yeah.
Right.
So, as for creating music, I have to really find my time, and this is the right time to do that because kids are sleeping and there's a little disturbance. Then I can focus on the things.
Yeah.
And AI is, of course, it's an amazing thing to create music from nothing, but that also takes time. The
Yeah.
procedure remains the same. Like, you do know the steps of creating music. You get the concept, idea, and then the narrative, and then you write a song, and then you arrange the song, and then you do the recording. So recording bit is, you can skip that because there's no recording. This is AI generated voices. But
Right.
then you mix and master and stuff like that. The steps remain the same. But the thing is, AI, or the AI music generators or generative AIs, are still it's in infancy. And you have to do a lot more with them. If you create a song and you want it to create in a particular way, it doesn't actually. Then you have to create the iterations for that. Like for a song, I had to create 500 or 600 iterations. Like if it's a 3-minute
Oh,
song,
wow.
you go through the 600 minutes, 600 times of listening. Let's say 1800 minutes of listening. So sometimes it gets perfectly all right. So as you want, the voice, the composition, the arrangement, everything, it is perfect. But at the last seconds of the song, it messes up. And you cannot, regenerate the exact same thing. Then you have to go doing the things
You
again,
can't.
or
You
yeah,
can't say leave everything the same and give me the
yeah, yeah.
oh.
So because it's still start from the what was for the music generative AIs, and it will still take time. Maybe in a couple of years, it's so perfect that you can do each and everything. Right now, it is not. They are also evolving, and they are giving new option and features and doing the stuff. So recently, for Suno, that I primarily use, they have given an option that you can master the previously generated songs. So in the mastering, it theoretically has to, do uh, better for everything, for every musical arrangement or instrumentation or the vocal. It worked for a couple of days and then it just went south of it. So right now they're tweaking it, and then there were holidays of the Christmas, and not much to be done over there.
Okay,
So they
just to
are
be
trying
clear
to.
for the listener,
Yep.
you're talking about the mastering, like when we are talking about mixing music, they're
Yep.
taking all of the instruments and they're saying, okay, I want the trumpet to go up and the piano needs to come down, and I want this a little louder, a little different, and they're mixing it all the way down, all the tracks all the way down. But to master, we're refining all of that to like its most perfect and final product. So
Yep.
you're saying
Yep.
there was an issue with Suno with the mastering portion. You've done all the things up until the very, very end, and then you get to that point where the mastering was messing up. Just for the people
Yep.
that don't know what that means when you're
Yeah.
mastering
Yeah.
a record.
So again, because it's still very early times for the AI to do all these things, but this is a great thing for a person like me who has interest in music, who wanted to do something with music, didn't have the chances or the talents for it. But the only talent that I have is of writing now. So I
What
can
does that
write.
mean?
Yeah.
Oh, the writing. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I can write and I can compose things in my in my mind. I cannot put it out there before the AI. I couldn't do it, or
Right.
somehow I was not able to do it. But right now, I am able to do it, and it's obvious that I have, in 6 months created 11 songs.
Yes. Okay. And give me your statistics on what you've done in 6 months, because I look at a lot of people. This is all that I do is look at artists. I look at their numbers. I see how many streams they have on Spotify, their followers and all that. So what have you accomplished in the first 6 months of making your 11 songs?
Okay, so here goes. I again, because not very savvy with the music industry and norms over here, so I just started off with getting a distributor like DistroKid to distribute my songs.
Hmm.
Uh, I thought that I should focus on the YouTube first because, of course, when you monetize the songs, you start earning from them.
Right.
And doing stuff with any music arena requires, to invest in your instrument or recording equipment or stuff. So does it with the AI as well. I have to get the subscription and this subscription and that subscription, and doing with the applications as well. So I thought that is the best bet to go ahead with YouTube and promote the YouTube and bring the listeners to my YouTube pages. Uh, but I was wrong that I have realized later on that I should have started with the Spotify first and then the other music. But water under the bridge. So I focused primarily on YouTube, and till now I mustered like 230,000 streams or views on my YouTube, and it all how much time you invest in creation of these songs. and I thought that I was nailing it, and I focused on creating the melodies and the songs itself. But that's not the only thing. Your pain starts for the organic, musicians and singers and songwriters as well, to bring people to something that you have created and ask them to listen to it, and then it's up to them if they like or not. So
Right.
that bit I didn't comprehend at the start. I thought I would create something and people will come in groups, and
Right. You build it and they'll come. It's like, here it is.
yeah,
I made it for you. Come get it. It's great.
yeah,
You love it. Tell me about it. Yeah.
yeah,
Except there's however many millions of other people making
yeah,
music, begging
yeah,
for somebody to listen. Yeah.
yeah. So then reality hits. It's not
I
that
mean, I do think
simple.
it's a process. I think a lot of people think, okay, you come up with the concept. One, you want to do music. You feel like you don't have the talent. How can I do this? You find out about AI and you go, oh, okay, I got the answer. And so
Yeah.
you start doing it and it feels amazing. And then you're like, wait a minute, there's a lot of logistics in here. I got to
Yes.
be on Spotify and YouTube, and should I be on SoundCloud? And what do I do? There's all these different places where it goes, well, I don't listen to Spotify. I listen to Apple Music. Well,
Yeah.
I don't, all these different places, and all the logistics come into this process that started as a thing of just being creative. So now
Yeah.
you have to put your business hat on to figure out, like, oh, I have to create connection with people
Yep.
and a community the same way that any other artist does, who
Yeah.
can get on there, who is the voice of the music, who maybe played some of the, and then it's a different, or feels like a different thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's
Exactly.
really a lot of the same stuff.
And painful. And
Yeah.
you you have to really struggle hard in that bit. And somehow I was lucky enough. So 230,000 views on YouTube. Then I moved to Spotify, and till now it's 120,000 streams on Spotify, primarily for the three English songs that I. So
And those
initially,
songs are The Working Man,
yeah,
Love Thyself, and Traces, which Love Thyself is my favorite.
yes, it is
I
my favorite as well.
I
It's
do. I really
yeah,
like it. It's
yeah,
sweet and it's beautiful, and I love the words. Oh, that was really enjoyable. But 14,500 listeners on Spotify. I mean, it does not just happen.
no, it doesn't. It
I mean,
doesn't. Yeah,
that's a lot. I mean,
yeah,
it really is. I mean, when you start getting into the comparison thing, which I feel like is such a trap for whatever part of the music industry you're in. You're like, oh, well, they've done X, Y, and Z, and they have this, and that's not as many as whatever. No, think about 14,500 people
yeah,
showing up at a venue. That's an arena. That's
yeah,
an arena of people that are like, go ahead, Fahad, bring me what you made.
yeah,
And you're just up there and you're like, boop, listen. Like, that's amazing.
yeah,
It's amazing.
yeah. So the thing is, the coming back to the things that you said, that you set up a shop and then people start saying, oh no, I cannot come over here, I have another thing, so give this music to my place, like SoundCloud. So I didn't have a
Right.
SoundCloud. I created on the 23rd of the December, because these are I have on holidays, so I had time. So I created a SoundCloud, and on the 23rd of December, and put all my songs over there. And there's a good thing that I got streams over there as well, like 4,500 streams till now for all the songs.
That is
Yeah,
Fahad, that is
yeah, yeah.
crazy.
It is. It is. And to be honest with you, I started talking, and the Instagram thing is fabulous. It gives you communication with other people around
Yes.
the world, and threads as well. So
Yes.
I got in touch with a very talented young guy from Karachi, that is another city of Pakistan. So
Okay.
uh, he does mastering. He's a singer songwriter himself as well, and he does mastering and mixing. So he asked me that, of course, there is a gap in my songs, and the people with proper musical ears and
People that have
listening
been doing
ability.
this longer than
Yeah,
you, which is just experience. But
yeah,
yes, I hear
they
you.
can realize this. this is a synthetic voice, because there are ups and downs in the beat. So you can hear that this is not real. But for a layman, it is all good.
Right.
So he said to me that, Fahad, I think your songs need mixing. I said, yes, it does. I do not have anybody to go to, so please be my guest
Help
and
me.
let me know. Yeah.
Yes.
So we did a couple of songs which were, just the cover of my initial songs.
Okay.
So I wanted to, refine those and then put it out there again, not publish yet. So we did, and we start talking uh, online as well and discussing these ideas. He asked me, uh, send me your own voice, record it, send it to me, and let me know. Let me hear how does it sound. I said, it sounds terrible. He said, no, nobody,
Don't worry
no
about it.
voice. Yeah, don't worry about it. You just send it to me. You had no idea how many bad singers I have, tuned up and put it out there. So
Auto tune is an amazing thing.
amazing thing. Yeah. So he said, okay. Then I started realizing as well that moving forward, not the English language songs that still might be, coming from the AI voices, but for the my language, that is Urdu
Yes.
for Pakistan and Hindi
Yes.
in India,
Yes.
I can do that. And that would give, me also give me an opportunity, if sometimes later down the line, if I work on my vocals and voice, I can go up in front of people and perform as well. So this is
Oh,
the thing down the line that I'm working on, because coming back to the thing that you mentioned, the witchcraft music, this name I specifically, chose for my thing, because if you if I tell somebody who is a musician or singer that I create music, they said, they do not take me or my songs as, and rightly so, because they think it's evil, you know.
okay. So that is a question. One of the things I was talking to my son about, I have a 23-year-old son, and I was talking yesterday. So I'm going to talk tomorrow to this guy who's an AI music producer. Like, what's the question that you would want to know from someone who does this? And he was like, well, how do you feel about taking down the music industry and taking it away from the human and the people, and like taking the human element out? I was like, okay, well, that is going to be asked because, of course, I got a couple of examples. Well, let's briefly talk about this for a second. Paul McCartney took AI to pull a lost demo of John Lennon singing Now and then added Paul and Ringo into it to recreate and finish that song. That's how he used AI
Mhm.
to complete a song for the Beatles, to add John Lennon, who is no longer with us, obviously, to put him back there. Tim Boleyn was in a heated debate in 2023. This is all from Happy Magazine on June 27th of 2024, where he used it to analyze the rapping of Notorious B.I.G. to craft new verses and mimic Biggie's style. And people were just in a complete and total uproar, where some felt like it was disrespectful or questioned the ethics. But this is what I found the most interesting. David Guetta, I think that's how you say his name. He's a DJ and producer, okay? He uses AI to keep the dance floor alive. It takes algorithms to analyze the crowd's reactions and then adjust his sets in real time to make sure that the energy stays high. So, like, no matter what your ethical issue is with AI, it's just a tool. It's like
Yeah.
you're not walking in and you go, all right, today I would like to create a masterpiece. I would like it to be a pop anthem. I would like it to be a voice that sounds something between Sabrina Carpenter and Chappell Roan. Let's talk about love, loss, and something cheeky and fun. Go. And you press a button and then it's
Voila. Yeah.
magic. It's not
No,
magic.
no, it's not. It's not. There's a lot of work that goes around, and with utmost respect for every musician, songwriter, and singer, I say, if I had, any kind of that talent, like 10% of that, I would be happy to trade what I am doing for that. with utmost respect. I again, you said what I wanted to say, that it's just a tool. And what I am doing is, right now in this arena, everybody thinks this is witchcraft. You know, in the olden days, like in 1600s and 1500s, the killing of the people just why, because they're just different and they
Right.
act differently. Huh?
Right.
So that's why somebody asked me why you are putting a witchcraft in witchcraft studio. What the hell is that? So I tell them, everybody who is in actual from the music industry would say, "No, man, this is not the thing to go about it." But realistically, since 2018, when the Fuzz AI started to come on the surface, people are using that in the music industry, in media industries, other everywhere. When they started they start feeling threatened or a problem, when that AI, if I'm using it for my daily work, right? When somebody else uses it for my work and can do it, sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse, but people get threatened. They have no problem
Right.
using the AI unless it is about their whatever they are doing.
Right. If it threatens their livelihood in some way, whether it's their job and it's, a tech job, or
Yeah,
it's their job as a musician or a
yeah,
writer or all these things. But it's like, okay, really look at it. It's like you can go right now, and maybe it will change so much, but this is just the evolution of things.
things
Like,
exactly.
look at what computers did.
Yeah,
Computers, when computers first started, if you guys think that there's anything different than the way that a lot of people feel about AI right now, than they did about computers, they're like, this is it. People will never be able to do anything again. There'll be computers everywhere just doing everything for us. And that's not the case. I'm sitting behind the computer. Yes, the computer does many things for me, but I am the user that has to tell said tool
yeah,
what I need it to do.
yeah, yeah. And overlay the whole scenario. If I am a person, just a layman, able to produce a music that is not questionable for the listeners, and they enjoy it, it means a success for me, right?
Right.
Yeah. For other reasons, on the logistical sides or financial side, for me to create that song would take hundreds and thousands of dollars, and then I might have a version that I don't like or the people won't like.
Hmm.
So overall, the industry, they don't want to accept that a person sitting on a laptop can create exactly the same song that would be done in a proper studio. And that actually threatens the whole concept of the music, because big three music companies or the giants, then the streaming services, they could be in a cahoot or whatever you can call it, but they don't want AI music to produce the music unless they control it. So
Well, it's a lot
CD,
of it is about control. But
yeah.
the other thing is like it's like saying there's 10 guys and they all do indie folk music. Does it mean that those 10 guys shouldn't be doing that? I mean, or is there room? Because the indie folk guy, number one, well, he's from Ohio, and he used to work on a farm, and his muscles are from picking up hay, and he's got seven little sisters, and so he's writing songs hoping his little sisters will choose love, and like each one of them have this special little story. So of course there's room for all of them.
Yep.
I feel like you sought out a way to create music because you felt that you didn't have the proper talent to do it by yourself, as far as you being the frontman of your own band, without a different way to say that, without being the artist, but you found a way to be an artist in a different way.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
feel like there's room. I mean, yes, I feel like we'll be able to tell, we may not be in the future, be able to tell the difference between AI Harry Styles and the real Harry Styles. But I'll be able to tell a difference because
Yeah.
he's my
Yeah.
artist,
Yeah.
right? I'll know. I was like, oh, no, no, no. That's not a song that he would write.
Yeah.
That's not the way he sounds when he hits that note in that way, holding it that long. No, that's not him. But there's room. I still
Yeah.
feel like there's room.
Yeah.
Okay, walk me through the process from the beginning. You come up with a concept. Okay, let's do a specific song. You came up with a concept for Love Thyself. You what came first? It was like you have to come up with a narration of the song, or do you come up with different lines, or what's your prompt to
Yeah.
start that?
So okay, for this particular concept, for both songs, actually, the working man, that is me and you and everybody who is working, right? Like the working class. And then the love thyself is also the similar concept, but with a different narrative. There's both are the same song. So for the working man, it is telling a story what is going around a person who is from the just middle class man, has to live day by day and has responsibilities and stuff. That is my song. That is the song of every person that I know in my social circle and have known for ages. Everybody goes through the same things. I just put it out there for them to listen. And love thyself is exactly the same. It it is from a female prospect or point of view.
Perspective.
Yeah, but it gives the same thing. It tells the story. How was I try to figure out the world, what challenges that I faced, and how I accepted that it is okay now. I have my own things to say, and so these are the same thing. Going around the melodies and the lyrics, I start writing with very simple lines because I'm again not a poet, so I try to keep it simple and try to say the things that I wanted to say. That's why sometimes my verses are long, because I do not have that kind of vocabulary to go around and you do the magic with the verse. So sometimes the long verses. So this is the thing. Keep it simple, make the lyrics. So once the lyrics are done, then I start putting it in the AI and wanted to create a song. So how do I do? With the AI, I have the leverage. I can make the pop songs, I can make the rock songs, I can make the hip hop songs. I'm not, limited to a genre.
Right.
But in my core, to putting, my soul into it in a song, for writing it or, composing it or making a complete package, I have to put the soul in it. So I go with what my heart desires and says this is the right thing to go about. So that is how I make the prompt. So a slow, soft, a ballad song with this kind of music, like the latest song that I put out there is called Traces. I just wanted it to, hit the note, keep it raw, and just use the piano as the main instrument, and
Mhm.
kept it all the way till the end, and just added the violin for the interlude. So
I mean,
choosing
how did
what.
you even learn the language of interlude, or understanding like people's like, what's an interlude? Like, who knows that? Without having been schooled in music in some way. So
Yeah,
how did you learn that?
along the way,
I
along the
love
way.
it.
So
I
yeah,
love it.
so
Where there is a will, there is a way.
there's a way. So if you ask me, define chorus like 6 months ago, now
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Right.
What is the difference between chorus and pre-chorus, and what is the,
Right.
no,
Right. And
what,
people don't know.
yeah,
Like, that's why I say when we talk about mastering and mixture, people are like, I don't. What do you mean? It's like sing the chorus of the song "Freedom," and
yeah,
they go, what does that mean? They have
yeah,
no idea. So it's like, don't be going out there thinking that you. I mean, maybe you can if you want to. Fahad is here to tell you that you can. If you can get obsessed enough, you can get out there and start making some AI music. I don't know that you're gonna have the same success that you are currently having. Although, I mean, try, because we don't know.
yeah,
But okay, I'm sorry. I got distracted by how amazing I just think it is that what you've learned in 6 months. It's like
yeah,
you really do have to be kind of obsessed.
yeah, 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 it is.
Yeah.
And also, to be frank and to be honest, So if you're living your day-to-day life, there are things that, in with the daily life and struggles, and you will put you at a state of, stress or depression. It could be from work or whatever. So in falling on the AI generation and the music with it, I, got rid of my stress and anxiety in 6 months. So that is another beautiful feeling for me, because I
Mm-hmm.
am putting my time. Otherwise, that I, sitting idle and thinking about this stuff.
Right.
And each stream, if I check the stats, if it's one stream or two streams or 100 streams, it it gives me immense pleasure to see that somebody is listening to my songs. I do not focus on the people who dislike it. It's just 6 months ago there was nothing, and
Right.
now I have, yes,
It's
cannot,
so
have the
incredible.
words to explain it. So
It's so incredible. And I do think, one of the things that I hope to accomplish with this podcast is that I want people to feel like there's room for you.
yep,
There's room for your vision. There's room for your music, whatever it is, however you're creating it or making it. There's room for you. And if you will just get obsessed, if you will just dig in,
yep,
the benefits of pouring yourself out creatively, and that is what you're doing. You
yep,
are pouring yourself into this process, this creative process. And like you said, the effects are, oh gosh, I was so stressed today. I can't believe that, my life just feels like the same every day and I'm so exhausted and don't I was like, oh, that's an idea for a song. Okay, what is everything that I think about that?
yep,
And then you have to like really okay, well, what do I think about? It's an everyday thing. It's a grind. I feel like it's never going to end, or whatever. And you start talking and walking. It's like you're being your own therapist,
yep,
really,
yes,
because you force yourself to walk through how you feel about a thing.
exactly, exactly.
I think it's incredible. What is your hope for Witchcraft Music as a production company? And what is your hope for you? I mean, I know you talked about a little bit about your hope for yourself, but what's the plan? Where do you want to be in 6 months? I can't even push you past a year because like look what you've done in 6 months. Where do
Yeah.
you want to be in 6 months?
So the main focus is to produce the or increase the quality of the songs that I do. So I'm also learning the instrument or applications for mixing and mastering. So this is the thing that I can do and leverage my tech experience to learning these things. So one thing, a track is produced. Now I have to go to somebody to get it fixed. But the analogy that I would use wouldn't be, he wouldn't comprehend what I wanted to say because limited experience with the music.
Right.
So I wanted to do it myself as much as can. Then I can give it to somebody, some expert to, do with it. And also there's limitation with doing the stuff with the AI generated tracks. Otherwise, when you that I learned in the 6 month as well. Otherwise, when you're producing a track, so there are multiple stems of the track
Hmm.
with the drums and different kind of equipments. If you have to play the guitar, the piano, everything in it, and it's easier for the editors and the sound engineers to fix the flaws on those instrumentation or vocals if there are multiple stems of it. Sometimes there are no stems or a single stem or a couple of stems, and both carries the segments from one. Sometimes with the AI generated songs, the vocal stems also have the musical segments involved. So
Okay,
it
let's
is,
explain this to the listener real quick. A stem is going to be a single track of one instrument doing one melody or sounds, like one little drum
yeah,
track. That's one stem. Then you would have another stem
yeah,
of the guitar, another stem of the piano, and then you could have another stem of a piano playing a different part
yeah,
of, it played it lower or it played it higher or different whatever. Then you could have 15 stems of vocals
yeah,
stacked on top. So all of these are like tracks that are stacked on top of each other, And when you're mixing, it's easier to just go, okay, go to stem number 3, and I want to do this with it. And you
Yeah.
can tweak it and adjust that. Okay, because
Yeah.
people are going to be like, the stem of a tree, what are we talking about?
Yeah. And the people from music would have this knowledge way more than myself, because this is coming from just 6 months experience, and
Right.
of course mostly from the YouTube music, so YouTube videos. So
I love
uh,
it.
I might have a different definition for this from their perspective. So yeah, so I just wanted to increase the quality of my music overall in the next 6 months,
Mhm.
and to have that bit of financial independence, that my subscription and licenses are paid off. That's it. Otherwise, I have my work to till now I am doing this and successfully doing it, to market my songs out there. But at some point, you have to say, no, I need to earn from whatever.
Right.
There should be a revenue so it can
Yeah.
support my musical endeavors,
Right.
so I can keep on doing this.
Yeah.
But it's not quite easy, because the bigger companies, they are going after the companies that are creating AI generated music, like Suno. They are in court right now, because they have been sued. So those AI generated music companies are being sued by big three companies, and their point of view, at some, I do not have that kind of legal information, but they are saying that you used our music to train your AIs. So
Right.
why did you do that? And if you wanted to do that, you should have taken the licenses and whatever. They are meaning that whatever music that they have created from the 1800s and 1900s and whatever it is, you use it and you train your models for the AI. This is the thing that you have to do it. But isn't it the same thing with every person who is doing the music right now?
Okay, so Ed Sheeran has gone to court several times because they say, "Oh no, he's stolen the melody to my song." It's the
Yeah,
same. It's like Ed Sheeran's like, "Okay, let me play you 10 songs that run the same 4 chords over and over, and I can sing you 10 songs over those 4 chords." It's like you don't understand how music works. It's just 8 notes.
yeah,
There's only so many different ways that you can rearrange them for
yeah,
them to sound different. Yes, you're going to have similarities. You heard it, but you did a little spin. Your pre-chorus was different. Your chorus was different. Your verses sound a little bit the same. The intro was a little bit like, yes, we are taking from each other in all ways. And then, sometimes the Ed Sheerans of the world have to prove that they didn't steal it from somebody. I mean, that was one of my questions. How do you ensure ethical use of copyrighted material when training AI modules? Okay, well, you weren't the one that trained the AI modules
yeah. But
originally, right?
if you know, I have tried to in my tech field as well. I tried to create, before this music thing, try to create my own AI in my computer. So like Iron Man and Jarvis. So everybody wants to have their own thing.
Right.
So who can call me master, what can I do for you today? But anyways, I have a high end laptop for work, of course, but it couldn't work with the AI model, because that will require extreme resources of my computer to go doing the simplest task, or answer the simplest query for that AI. For that, you have to have a huge data center, a technical entity that provides you with the CPU or GPU powers to run your own AI. So that is out of question that I could do it, I thought I would do. But maybe in a couple of years that is a possibility. But right now it's no. So I have to be dependent on someone else like Chat GPT, right?
Hmm.
Maybe down the line they could give you enough leverage to do your own part and run it through whatever you wanted. But right now that is not a possibility. You have to do with whatever is given to you as per licenses. Uh, so moving forward, that would be amazing if this kind of possibility is there. But right now, somebody has to train that AI, and then you're going to use it. This is again my thing with the AI, because for the music part, if somebody starts from the scratch in a younger age, if they are trained for different songs, what song that person would be learning from? That would be somebody else's songs, and
Right. If they're classically trained, or if
yeah,
they grew up listening
yeah.
to only, indie rock, or, whatever it is, you're
Aren't they
influenced by
using
that. Yes.
aren't they using some data model to train themselves? Everybody does that. So
Yes.
why it is different for the AI to be trained on songs or films or novels or historical data? So that is okay, as long as, and by the way, I was reading the other day, these companies are allowing uh, music created by the AI where they have the partnership with. So they are okay if they control the narrative, but not for
Right.
the little guy.
It's
If
all
I can
about
get it,
it's all about I mean, I feel like it's all about the control.
it is.
They want to
It is.
be able to make sure, because the control is the money, and the
Yeah.
money needs to be in their pockets, not yours.
Yeah. Another thing, the funny thing, I bought a microphone for my vocal things and learning stuff, and then I have to go buy the interface because that doesn't work with your computer right away,
Right.
because there is a XLR mic, and you need phantom power to run it. So the interface and the mic, those are the things. When I get back, I realized I didn't got the right cable and knob for it. So I have go back to the person and say, you have to give it to me with the package. He said, no, it's not involved. So that little thing that I realized, the people who are singers and musicians, they have to go buy each instrument with their cables and coils and right kind of pins that they use, and each costs you money. So there is a huge logistical empire built around that, where you have to go choose the mic and accessories with the mic and the stands, and then there are different, even doing with the applications for the music, DAW. So you have to get the plugin. Each plugin costs you 50, 60, 70, $100 for a month. So if I can bypass all of those, it means I'm not going to pay for those companies as well. So this is a thing that everybody wants to go after the AI, because that is
Right.
that
You're
is
messing with their revenue.
yeah.
In one way or another, you're messing with their revenue and their control, which controls the yeah. It's all the things that are really frustrating when you say that. I'm like, okay, so I got a digital keyboard, a couple of years ago, and I've always had an acoustic piano, and I've always hated them until I found out they had weighted keys, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Maybe I would like that. I found a reasonably priced digital piano that has weighted keys, and it feels like an acoustic piano, and I love it. And I was like, okay, well, I'd love to be able to connect it to my computer. What? I was like, well, what's the cord? Where's the
Yeah.
cord that goes to the computer? Well, I got to go buy the cord that goes to the computer.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I want to go plug in my headphones. And the headphones that I have here has the little tiny. Well, the little tiny doesn't go in my
Yeah.
keyboard. Oh no, I have to have this other adapter. So I had to buy the adapter. I was like, and then my son just did the same thing that you did with the XLR microphone. The microphone that I have is a USB.
Yep.
USB, for everybody who's listening. USB is a little flat thing that you plug into the side of your
Yep.
computer, and everybody has a USB. But XLR is different. It's round. It's got another weird thing, and it means something that I don't know today, but somebody will tell me another day. And it plugs into this audio interface. So then you have to have a cord that goes from the XLR microphone into the audio interface that then goes into your computer.
Yep.
So all of it, and I'm gonna tell you, when I go to Guitar Center, they do not tell me what I need. They ignore me. It's 150 degrees in there, and I'm like, y'all don't want me to win here. This is really, I'm just trying to play my piano into my computer.
Yeah.
When I write a song, I want to write a song. I want it to show up on the screen. That's what I dreamed of when I was 12 years old. I
Yeah.
was like, I wish they had a computer that I could just play and then the notes would show, because I didn't know what I was writing. I
Yeah.
wasn't skilled like that. And then look what we have now. And I'm like, why
Yeah.
can't you guys be happy? You're just mad because we're transitioning into a new thing and
Yeah.
everyone's going to lose their job and it's the end of the world. I really don't think it is.
Yeah.
Learn how to use it is what they need to do.
Exactly. It's
Use it
very
to your
difficult.
advantage. Use it as a tool.
Yeah.
And like you said, if you had the who's the voice that you wish that you had? Who's an artist's voice that you wish you had?
Richard Marx.
Okay. If you had the voice of Richard Marx, you'd be like, watch this. You'd be like, excuse me, you over there, you need to play for me. Listen to this voice. Ah, yes, come. And they would come and then they would play and you would be like recording all the time and you'd have hair that you swished around at people. You'd have a wonderful time doing that. You'd be fine with doing that. But that's not what you were gifted with thus far. We don't know. Maybe musical lessons and some time. It is something that you can train to be better at. We don't know what your
Yeah.
future is. I feel like you got a pretty bright future considering what you've done in 6 months. I feel
Thank
like a
you.
good old pat on the
Yeah.
back is due. But you did that solely because like I just want to make music. How can you fault me for finding a way to make music? And now that music for 235 streams on YouTube and however many on Spotify and 14,000 listeners and now you're on SoundCloud. These people that are listening to this music are being positively, I mean, let's hope they're not crying in corners, but they're being positively affected
Yep.
by something that you created, which isn't that why we make art?
Yeah.
To allow ourselves to work through our own thoughts and processes and put something out there that creatively feels good. And then they take it once you've given it to them.
Yep.
And then they feel whatever they feel
Yep.
for what you create. And it's like this giving energy you're pouring out and then they receive and then they pour. And it's like, it's beautiful and lovely. How could that not be art?
Yeah, that is. But it's difficult to accept some things which is different than what you're doing. So, in this time, like in last 6 months, I didn't bother to see it or research it before that. But they are highly talented people with very good music and very good songs out there. And it's been like 2-3 years and they still didn't have much of Spotify followers or streams, not even on YouTube as well. And that is the thing that happens, and people get really surprised to see its numbers that I have generated till now. And it resentment comes from that as well, that I am a gifted singer or musician and I'm putting out the music with all my heart. But again, what I am doing is just what pleases me. I'm not doing it for somebody. It's just the thing that I wanted to do. Just I accept whatever flaws and music that you have, and you're doing a great job. I do not have anything against it. So give it a try as well. I am
Right.
doing with all the positivity in my mind. And again, that I mentioned earlier in our discussion, if I had to trade all of this with even the 10% of talent that I could get from somebody else, I would happily. But that's not a thing. So maybe
So,
in
but still, thank you for choosing to find a way or investigate the way for you to make music because you know that you are affecting other people with your music. I mean,
yeah,
it's I feel like it's so imperative that if there's something that you need to do creatively, you find a way to do it.
yeah,
And I feel like your attitude is just a big part of your success.
sorry, yeah,
It's derived from your heart. It's derived from a desire to do something creative with music that you really wanted to do.
Yeah.
The genesis of this journey is not watch me become famous on YouTube and
Yeah.
take over the music industry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will delete all of you. No, it was not to make, other artists irrelevant. It was just like, can I be in the game?
Yeah. Just that. I would just wanted to be heard. That's it. I'm not asking anything else. Just wanted to be heard.
Okay, so the next little thing that I want to do, I call them my 7 rapid fire questions. They
Right.
are neither rapid fire, but there are 7 of them.
Okay.
I just say them one after the other. I feel like these are good to help the people who are fans of you get to know you a little bit better, and help me get to know you a little bit better, and I love them. Okay, so number 1, what would be your ideal vacation or holiday? And that could be a place, or that could be what you do.
So, okay, that somewhere in mountains, I have this kind of, imagination or fantasy that I am in a hut in the cabin in the woods, in the mountains, in the green all around, and there's a stream. So being
Oh,
there could be,
yes.
when I watched the Lord of the Rings movies, I thought, oh yeah, this is the place. Go to New
Yes, where
Zealand.
is this place?
Yeah.
Like, it's not real. It's AI generated.
Uh,
Sorry.
yeah.
If you go to a virtual reality video, it's like, I love this. Put me in a chair. I'm in my hut. Oh, there's a monkey. Okay. I like that. I like that your ideal vacation is a little AI generated. That's awesome. That's a great answer. Number 2, what is your most favorite concert you've ever attended, and somebody that you would love to see in concert?
So, not many concerts actually. I do not socialize that much, and that's maybe to my own experience. I do not feel good around with the crowds, so
Okay.
I try to avoid it. Again, the thing, because I can hear and listen to exact same person with the HD quality on my laptop and phone, and why do I have to be there and spend my money to be there where I hardly can hear that person? So,
Okay,
yep.
let's change that and then give me the best either documentary or virtual concert stream that you've watched.
No, I have been to concerts. So answering that question,
Oh, okay, sorry.
there was a band, the Pakistani band that is called Fusion. They played classical and Sufi music, if you're familiar with.
Sufi? How do you spell Sufi? S.
SUFI.
Everything is so phonetically easy. It's everything that I go, yep, I learned that in kindergarten. That's exactly how you pronounce Fahad Nazir. Sufi is SUFI. That's it. Makes sense to me. I love it.
Yeah.
It's so simple.
So that was amazing experience, and a couple of others, but that I really enjoyed being there for 2 reasons. Because that my company had arranged that whole concert, and I was not in the crowd. I was on the stage with them. So yeah, I was on the stage committee. So
Okay, yeah,
I
that's how
had to
you
be,
do
yeah.
it. Even if you're gonna go, you're like, I hate the crowds. Can I please be on the stage? I like to be side stage watching you from behind.
Yeah, yeah, it was good. It was good, and I didn't have to pay for that. I was get paid
Yeah.
to be there. So
Okay. That is the
and
concert
free drinks.
experience. How dare you? I don't really like to go to concerts. It's just a real big bore. It's probably because the first time I ever went, I got paid to be there. I was on the sidelines and I didn't have to be in the crowd. I don't know what it is,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
maybe that.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, who would you like to see? If you could.
Uh,
If you could be paid to go and be on
yeah,
be backstage, who would you see?
Lionel Richie and performing the Hello. So
Oh, I love Lionel Richie. He's the greatest. Hello, is
yeah,
it me you're looking for? Oh, so great. So great. Woo me, Lionel Richie. Okay, what about a weird food combo that only you enjoy? And this may be a little different because I'm sure a lot of your the Pakistani food, I may not know the combinations, so maybe
yeah,
it's strange to me because I'm not as familiar.
yeah. Okay. I'll try to
But
limit it with the Western food that you were aware of. So,
okay.
on the steak, beef steak
Or
that
you
I
can also
love.
tell us something that you think that we should try that we know nothing about.
Uh,
So that would be good too.
yeah. So on the steak, I put the mustard sauce on. Normally,
Okay.
people do not do that. So
Okay.
sometimes even the person who brings it out of the kitchen, he looks at me with this and said, what the hell are you doing this sauce on it already that we have prepared for you, and
We
you're
did
just
this perfect and you
scrub
ruined
it.
it.
I scrub it away from the steak and off it, and then I put the mustard. It says, oh my god, this person again.
I do love that. I
Yeah.
do think it's funny. You go to, I remember we went to a really nice steak restaurant here in Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. And way back when I was married, I was like 20. And my husband asked for A1 steak sauce. And it's just a very inexpensive steak sauce. But this was a place where you don't ask for a sauce.
Uh-huh.
You don't ask for anything to go. And they were like, sir, it's perfectly seasoned. He was like, and it will be perfectly seasoned to my taste when you give me my A1 steak sauce. And they were like, you don't belong here.
Yeah.
Okay, what's something that we should try from your country?
I do
I know it's a hard
shape it
question.
the way that you can find that
Okay.
you're from Texas, Georgia.
Uh, Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, there must be
East
Indian
Coast.
restaurants as well.
Yeah.
Not the meal. That would be a snack that you could go for. So that is called pakora. So
Pokora.
yeah, and samosa.
Pakori.
Yeah, all right. So and
All right.
samosas as well. If you watched The Office, the TV
Yeah.
series,
Yes.
how many times?
I mean, I've probably been through all the English, I mean, the American
Yeah,
version.
American
I've
version.
probably been
Yeah,
through all the seasons twice.
twice. Okay, so I'm a big fan. So I have watched it, like 30 times. But just I wanted to give you the reference. So if somebody had watched that for just once, that might have skipped. So twice is good. So in the second season, they go for Diwali. That Indian girl had at her place. So there is in from the Indian culture, and they have the cuisine over here. So they mentioned the samosas because Michael Scott
Okay.
doesn't
And
like
I think I've
eating
heard
those.
that as well.
Yeah. So that goes with a chutney. That is chutney is a
Okay.
sauce like dip with the tomatoes and green chilies, and sometimes it's yogurt in it, but it is really
Okay.
good. So pakora and samosa, those are snacks, and could easily find in any Indian or Pakistani restaurant if you have that in your place.
Okay. We're going to try that out. What is a personality pet peeve that you have about other people? Something that you wish you'd like, don't do that, or that's so rude, or why do you behave that way?
So because I've been working since last many years now, 20 22 years in the corporate, and gossiping is actually the rent of every office.
It
Yeah,
does.
like they say that this is true, this is going to happen, but 99% of times it's just BS. It doesn't happen. So there are the stories one tells the other, then they added a little spice in it and keep the chain alive, and this is bad.
Okay, what is the kindest thing anyone has ever said or done for you?
uh this again is a very good question, and growing up, we financially we had a very comfortable time, and then that was not you know not a good time to be at, as we not financially, not emotionally, not physically, and it stayed for quite a long. And I would say in last couple of months, a couple of years is a state where I can say now I'm comfortable again. So there was all a struggle in between. So there was a time I was studying in Islamabad, and my hometown is like 120 30 kilometers away from here. or 100 miles from here. Wow.
Mhm.
So uh, I used to go back every couple of weeks or after 3 weeks, or whenever I run out of cash. So I have to go back and get some from my parents. So there's one time that I had almost enough to buy the ticket back home. So after we concluded in the afternoon, concluded the university session, and then I went back to the bus station and bought the ticket. But I was hungry because I haven't eaten since I may have been skipped the breakfast and skipped the lunch as well, because and I was standing over there, and there was a restaurant across the road, and I was just looking at it unintentionally. Maybe, I don't know. So I was hungry, I know, but I was looking at it, uh, and then I cannot exactly say how long I was staring at it, but then the server came up to me, and he said, "Come and have food." So I said, "No, no, I'm good. I don't know." So he said, It's not from my side. There's a guy sitting over there eating, and he is asking you to come join him." I said, "No need," because there's a stranger. Of course, I was like 20 something, 19 at that time. It's not good to interact with strangers. So I said, "No, no, no, thank you." But he said he had already paid for you, so just whatever. I said, "Okay." I went there. I sat in front of the guy. He said, "Whatever you like." So I ordered the cheapest food, because I know if he runs away without giving,
Right? Then you're
without,
gonna be
without paying
stuck
my
again.
portion, then
You're gonna be stuck in the kitchen
yeah. So I was in
washing
dilemma.
dishes.
Nobody did that for me ever, and I was sitting there and just analyzing what I had to do to pay this off, in terms to get myself back at the bus, and. So, anyways, he didn't talk to me at all. And when he gets up, I was just staring at him if he is going to pay for my portion. And when he paid and went away, then I called the server again and checked if he had paid for me. He said he did. He did already paid it. So I was relaxed and just finished my food. And then, so later on, and till at this time, I try to replicate the same thing for everyone or anyone I feel that needs the help, because somebody did that for me without knowing me. He must have seen something across the street, that guy seems okay but looks hungry, maybe whatever the problem is. He didn't ask me about the problem as well. So this is the best thing to do if you're going to help someone. Somebody did that for me, and you can replicate it, and that is most amazing feeling. Yeah.
Oh, I love that story. I feel like what I take from that is that it wasn't him trying to get something out of
No.
you, which is
No.
the first thing that we're always going to think. He wasn't concerned in getting what is the sob story of you being hungry today. And you weren't desperate for food. You could have
No.
probably waited until you got to mom and
Yes.
dad's. You would have been okay. It was just a gesture. If he just felt the pang, like do something nice for him. I was like, I feel like we get those pangs, those feelings sometimes where you go, just do something nice for them. Just go by and tap your card and pay for their groceries, or tell the other table or the people behind you and you're getting fast food or whatever. You just feel that feeling to do the
Yeah.
thing. And that's just so beautiful that he just without
Yeah.
any words, without any explanation. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. Just nothing. No pretense.
Yeah.
Just a kind
So
thing.
there's a
I love it.
Islamic saying for that, for the religion, the faith I am from. So if you have to give the charity, give something, so it would be like if you're giving it with your right hand, your left hand shouldn't know about it. So that kills the whole purpose of charity and doing something good for them. If you're bringing, so and I was may have not realized the exact meaning until this happened to be. And I vividly remember each and every second, because there was an amazing feeling to be there, because nobody had done that for me.
I love that. And now, would you say, that's my next question, would you say that those are your words to live by, or do you have other words that you think about? And it could just be your words to live by this year, or what's a saying, a
I
quote
would say keep
that you
hustling. No, just
keep?
that.
Oh, he's
You do not know.
gotta keep on
You
hustling,
do not
hustling,
know.
hustling, hustling.
You don't know when it's going to click. So just like that,
Right.
probably. Yeah.
Keep hustling because you don't know when it's going to click. I
Yeah.
love that. Okay, if you could go back and relive one day without changing it, what day would that be
That
and
is
why?
impossible to not change
I
it.
know, I know, I know, I know, I know. But just pick one good day. It'll just be your reflection for today, for January 4th. A really good day that there's just nothing wrong with that day. And what was it?
Mm, Heather, I think that now is the best time of my life that I'm living it. So not a very pleasant and happy childhood that I have, or even the when I was younger. So I feel happiness at my peak because I have kids and family all intact living together, and we are comfortable. So I think this is the best time. I don't want to go back because
I
uh, yeah,
Listen, that is living in the now.
yeah,
That is finding your contentment in the now. I mean, we can't change our past, and it is a part of everything that makes us the hustler that we are
yeah,
today, right? Whatever it is that has happened in our lives is a part of the equation that makes us our person. But to be content and to be happy in the moment you're in, and what a great message for the beginning of 2025. And
yeah,
if you're not happy with who you are in 2025, be like Fahad and go out there
yeah.
and
Thank you for
like
saying that.
come on, let's do it. Be bold, be brave, start investigating, start learning, be obsessed.
Yeah, this is the thing. So
This,
what I was saying from the start, I am very excited. I'm this much excited that I sometimes forgetting the words that I wanted to say. So because of that, Heather from Georgia, Atlanta, she is having me on her podcast, and I am from Pakistan. So figure out. So this is
it's incredible.
this is
It's
incredible. Yeah,
incredible. The world, it's like we feel like it is so large, and okay, physically it's pretty big, but the way that we're able to connect with people across the pond
yeah,
in a really genuine, real discussion about music and life and where we're headed in this world and how we have to embrace change and
yep,
be brave. It's it's just the magic to me. It's why I want to do this until I'm 112 or I can't talk anymore. I love people so much. I hope that you felt good about being here and the things that you were able to share. I am so grateful. I have such high hopes for your
thank
future.
you, thank you for
I
saying that.
believe that if you continue on with having the heart that you do and the focus that you do on creating music that is creative and really says something to you, it will say a lot to others as well.
Yeah,
They will find the realness in that, the authenticity in that, and connect with it
yeah.
as they have. So I wish you much continued success.
Thank you
I'll
for
I'll
saying
be
that. Yeah,
watching.
thank you.
I'll be
Thanks a lot.
watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Fahad. I'm gonna go and I'll keep tabs on you.
Yeah, thank you. I had really good time, and just somebody talks to you, and you feel the other person's genuine, and 1 hour and 30 minutes, so it flies off. So
It's crazy. I know a lot of times people are like, that sounds like a little bit too long. I don't think I can talk that long. I was like, listen, honey, I got you. It'll just roll. It's just easy.
yeah,
It's like we met at a cafe and this is what we ended up talking about.
yeah,
It's wonderful.
yeah. This
It's
is
easy.
great to be here. Thank you, Heather, for everything,
Thank you
giving
so
me
much.
opportunity, and really
Of course.
because
Me too.
uh, you understand my dilemma that people think that is not the real music production, but uh, thank you for having me here, and this was most beautiful. I'm really admired that you have given me a chance to be here. Just that.
I feel the same exact way. People are giving me a chance as well. It's just a beautiful give and give. I love it. And maybe just do more and more of it as we go through this world, sharing our own personal creativity.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah. You have a
Bye.
good evening. Take care.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.